A very pleasant good morning to one and all present here. A warm greetings from Marudar Kesri Jain College for Women, Banembedi. Happy to welcome everyone and heartful thank you for all joining with us in webinar on representation on gender role in Indian theatre, which is organized by the English Literary and Theatre Club of Marudar Kesri Jain College for Women, Banembedi. When you pray, God listens. When you listen, God talks. When you believe, God works. So let us start the session by seeking blessing of Almighty with prayer song. Thank you all. Welcome to those who believe in power of dreams and who would like to join us in exploring of life. Now, I would like to invite Ms. M. Maithili ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to give welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone. A very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the one-day virtual national webinar. I extend a warm welcome to our management and PRO Madam, Ms. B. Shaktimala in absentia. Your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. Then you are a leader. Now I like to welcome us, our Principal Madam, Dr. M. Imbavalli. Welcome you, ma'am. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. Now I like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. G. Bhuvaneshwari, Head Assistant Professor, Department of English, VIT Chennai. I feel happy to welcome our Literary Club Coordinator, Ms. N. Hemamalini, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English. Welcome you, ma'am. I extend my warm welcome to our faculty members and all participants. Once again, welcome you all. Now I like to welcome our Principal Madam, Dr. M. Imbavalli ma'am, to felicitate the gathering.
Most respected Secretary and trustees in absentia, respected today's resource person, heads of the department, Madam PRO, faculties, organizers of today's webinar, and dear students, good morning to one and all present here. On this great outset, I'd like to submit my wholehearted thanks to our management for giving us approval in all our endeavors for our greater success. And also, happy to have our guest, Dr. G. Bhuvaneshwari, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of English, VIT, Chennai, to speak in the title Representation of Gender Roles in Indian Theatre, organized by English Literary and Theatre Club. Thank you, Madam, for your acceptance and also presenting your knowledge to our students. Our institution has various clubs to expose the skills of the students. The Literacy and Theatre Club Coordinator, Madam Hema Malani, Assistant Professor, Department of English, and their team, organizing various events, competitions, role plays to bring out the speaking, action, creativity, and competency among the students. Dear students, how learning happens? From only learning? No. Learning by listening, thinking, hearing, doing, playing, discussing with others. Likewise, you have a lots and lots of reason for the learning. So, to improve your competency, you have to use the opportunity whatever you are given. So, all the very best. Use this opportunity and learn more to become competent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enthusiastic words. Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Now, I would like to invite Miss N. Hema Malini, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, and Coordinator of the English Literary and Theatre Club, to introduce our chief guest. Please, ma'am.
Good morning to one and all present here. It's my privilege to introduce my friend and colleague, Dr. G. Bhuvaneshwari, the guest speaker of today's webinar on representation of gender roles in Indian theatres. Ma'am has completed her PhD in applied linguistics and she is working as a head and assistant professor in VIT Chennai. Ma'am has the vast research experience with the tools of ELT and teaching strategies. Ma'am has organized many FDPs and workshops in and around the state. Ma'am has thrown light to her CV with more than 15 paper presentations, 10 journal publications, and one book chapter. Ma'am has secured more than 10 online certification courses of MOOC. Ma'am also chaired many national and international webinars and seminars. With all this vast academic experience, it's my honor to have you as our today's guest speaker. Welcome you, ma'am. Now I hand over the session to Bhuvaneshwari ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Hema. That's a privilege to to be. May I not be able to start the video? Yeah. All right. So it's indeed a pleasure. It's indeed a pleasure to to be part of new kids. It's something new because I have always been talking to engineering students, and this is the first time I am addressing. Though being from arts, I am addressing arts and science students for the first time. So I feel really at home. Okay, getting back to people who you belong to. So my heartfelt thanks to Hema for inviting me to give this webinar, and I'd like to thank Professor Imbavalli, the head, and the other faculty who has introduced the session. So thank you for inviting me. So we'll start the session. So okay, can I share the screen? Yeah. One second. Yes. Okay. Okay, all right. So, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, I actually wanted to talk something about all the genders that has been portrayed in especially all Indian movies. Then I came to know the audience, from It's a Women's College. So I think it would be really very nice to speak more about the gender women, about mostly about women, how they are portrayed, and what are the things that we are supposed to focus on when it comes to portrayal. So why do we think we need to talk about movies here? So the reason being, media plays a role in a very major role in making people believe what they want to believe. We all know how media is today. So from the beginning, it is how this media has evolved, and what actually this media had made a difference in our lives, especially in women's lives, women's role in the society, and how women actually were made to believe what they were not supposed to believe. Okay, so my presentation is going to mostly focus on gender female. Okay, female gender we are going to talk about, we're going to discuss. So in between you have something to comment or ask, please feel free. Okay, so we'll start the presentation. So these are all general information how the theater has been. So theater is, we all know, public institution, and a theater performance is a public event. So in the beginning, we all know theater was, it's a stage drama event. So where everyone was actually able to see the person in live, they could see the person actually. And, why this word public is underlined? It is because, it's not something that happens at home. Okay. So we all know how responsible we are supposed to be when we are in public, when we say something in public. So it is as equal as being responsible to yourself and to the society. So that's why, when something is public, when theater is a public institution, and when theater performance is something public, there is extra effort that has to be put by the directors or the producers to take utmost care about what they tell the world, because that's what makes the society. So we can see some 80% of us, we believe or we try to imitate the characters in the movies. Especially now, in this modern world, we all know who is a female superstar. We do admire the female superstar, which is very new for us. We had never had. So we all want to become one like them. So that's the influence the media has. So that's why when it is a public institution, when it's something in public, we all need to take utmost care in expressing ourselves. Since theater is a form of expression, something that has most influence on people, we need to we need to follow, we need to choose our roles properly. All right. So theater makers offer vision on cultural and social conditions of a society. So the society we live in here today are, every little thing we follow media, and especially with this social media, we do have a lot of things told by others for us to believe. So it talks about even those who are in, most let's call rural areas, will get to see the visual medium. They need not really get exposed to books. Rather, movies tell them more, movies teach them more, movies influence them more. So it actually talks about cultural and social conditions of the society. And this cultural and social conditions of a society depends on what role the director plays there. Where does he come from or she come from? So the director belongs to, he has studied from, Western countries and all that. Definitely that influence is there in depicting our society. So that's when you see the transition in the ideas, transition in expressing the idea. So that also plays a major role in expressing the cultural and social conditions of the society. So next would be Okay. So also, they try to negotiate the norms and values of the society. Meaning, so sometimes they say the audience like it, so we give it. Also, they try to see that, which kind of movies or which kind of ideas are getting exposed and appreciated. So they make a kind of negotiation there. So you like it, I give it, or you don't like it, I won't make this kind of movies. So the norms and values of the society, we do have certain values, and the movies that are given, if they also follow a parallel lane to these values that we accept, then movie becomes a success. So how do we relate the storyline, the characters in the movie? Actually, it only involves the um, success of the movie, and at the same time, when one movie is successful, it also carries something new to the society, something fresh. So, theatre performance is both an aesthetic, artistic phenomenon. So, being from English department, we all know that aesthetic, artistic phenomenon, and a social and political event too. So, we all know how it is political. So, most of the ideologies, most of the values, most of the things that has been expressed in the society also correlates with the behavior of the people, behavior of the mass, and who will also be part of the political system. Okay, let's go back to the um, basic things about this gender expressed in theatre drama things. So first thing is Natya Sastra by Bharat Muni. This is a Sanskrit treatise where the composition date is between 500 BC to 500 AD. So the author says here there were four classes of heroines: the goddesses, queens, women of high families, and courtesans. So, do we really have the same type here today? Can we even agree with this? Do we have only four classes of heroines here, or do we have more? Definitely, we have more. If I ask you, you'll definitely have a lot of. No, I don't belong to goddess. No, I'm not goddess. I am a kind. Every individual is a kind of heroine. Every group of people, you can form a kind of ideology. You have something else. So women today have developed so much today, and we do not fall under only these four categories. Okay, so this is from a male point of view. All right. So we do have a lot of other developments in us, and we we achieve a lot of things, and definitely it makes a lot of difference in our roles in the society as well. But whatever has been expressed in the media are not limited to what has been in the society. Media is a kind of exaggeration. At the same time, media is a kind of it also doesn't give true picture of what is happening in the society. That there is also an argument related to that. All right. Okay, so this we all know. Why did I bring this particular thing here? Devdas is with the theatre institution. All right, Devdas is so also we all know the story how they became Devdasis and all that. So we all know the story roughly. Okay, so there is an even today. Okay, the role of an actress. Okay, how do we see them? Do we really appreciate? We do admire, we do enjoy their skills, but do we really appreciate everything about them? Don't we do have something at the back of our head saying, no, she may not be from a good family. It's not one person's view, totally from the society. Or she may not be so educated, she may not have been good in education, or though there are educated men, good family men, women are coming to media, the movies, still we do have these kind of impressions that we really had. Where does this come from? This come from this particular thing that we had in the past. So because Devdasis were the first ones to dance, not people from good families, they don't come and act. They don't come in public. They don't even come outside the home. Where will they come in public? So these are the things that we were supposed to have, good qualities like, idealized notions of womanhood, central to the idea of inner sphere. Women were looked at as, objects, objectification. So that's when we had limitations in how should we speak, or whom should we speak to, where are we, which is our place. We can't even come from the kitchen, outside the kitchen, this is where your place is. So where do we have to go in public? So only those liberated women, or those women who were like, who came under this Devdasi's thing, were able to perform something in theaters. And though they were appreciated, it is always something at the back that no, she is not from a good family. A good family woman will not do all this. We have heard this lot of other times, and it's so unfortunate that things have not changed much. Though it is a 21st century, we have not changed much in our thinking. So this is when we have to find time to appreciate something good, not feeling very low about any profession that matters, especially when it comes to acting. All right, so this is the difference that was, in the beginning told. Like Devadas is common, I mean good women. So in the same way, the women had a lot of space differences, like, this is private place, this is public place, they can stay only at home, not to the whole world. So there's a difference between men and women, middle class women, lower class women. So a lot of family women and prostitutes, this is a major role. All right, this is a major difference that we really have. Okay, so after this, there was the abolishment of the Devdasi system. So they did not have to come and perform. Okay, so now where are women to perform? What will, then society needs entertainment, of course. So what will they do? That's when, the Devdasi system, the musicians, dancers, they were all overshadowed in the 19th and early 20th century because of this abolishment. And it was legally abolished in 1947. And because of this, what are the other negative things that are not exactly negative? What are the changes that actually happened because of this abolishment of Devdasi system? All right. So this was a period when there was a transition in theaters, especially when it came to women's role. Okay. Okay. The later half of the 19th century and early 20th century was a period of transition with the public image of the Indian womanhood was being crafted not only through literature and social experiments, but also through commercial media of the Parsi theatre, okay, and the silent cinema. So women from good families dared not come out into the world, especially the theatre. So as I already told you, this notion prevails even today. Okay, we do not really now say in a classroom. Okay, you're all from. I assume that you're all from dramatics club, and if we ask in a class of 60, we ask what are your aims, what do you want to become. It will be very rare option when someone tells us I want to be an actress or actor. Maybe in a very modern and accepted society it is possible, but there are certain areas where people do not appreciate the profession, do not appreciate women being into that. So all that prevails even today. Okay, and they always said and still say, these people, women, if they enter media, not only the movies, not only the thing, if they come to work or anywhere, they are distractions. This was even said by Aristotle, Plato's period, Shakespeare's period. Everyone had something negative to say about women. Women were called as, seen as distraction. Okay. Okay, so that's when we men who impersonated as women, okay, they came to picture. So now you see this. If most of us are aware of this, something happens in Vijay TV. Okay, this Ramar and all those comedy, they wear clothes like women. Okay, it's a kind of something coming back. Okay, we don't have actual women, many women at least. Okay, there are two men. When women are so available to work, okay, so available to perform, why do they choose that? Why do they choose to act, as a women? Why are they taking roles of women? One possible reason could be, you know um, you have a lot of freedom as a man dressed up as a woman. You can do a lot of postures without even feeling conscious about, because you're not a woman to be conscious about. You can be derogatory to each other. Okay, you can make very satirical remarks about each other. You're not a woman. I'm not saying any. No women activists can go and fight against it. We are men. We are fighting. We are talking bad about each other. We are not talking about women. Or they can do erotic steps. That is not actually possible by men, sorry, women, actual women. So that could be one reason why, they take all this, and it's a kind of perversion that prevails in the society. Very sad part. We all do not even know about it. We appreciate it. We enjoy. It's a comedy show. There are one set of people who would say that, oh, it's fun. Why do you have to take it so seriously? Why do you become a feminist all the time? But deep within, we will never change about, the way we think. That's the saddest part of the society. If at all we had some men in this group, we would definitely have some kind of, oh no, why should you say like that, it's a fun. But maybe women can understand this point better, and we really need to think a lot about all these shows. It's not only for fun. They are just making this, the women in the society, they are making fun of women in a very derogatory way. Okay, so that's when this impersonators, which they started, when they started, blocking real women from joining the commercial theater. They did not give opportunity for actual good women because they are from good families. Women from good families, they cannot come to theaters. Okay, so this changed around 1930s when women were seen enacting the roles of heroines in the drama. So a woman of backward caste, Gula Boy, was the first woman, there is a typo here, please forgive me for that, woman to perform in Nautanki. So she performed the role of Laila, and in Laila Majnu, Shirin in Shirin Fasha, Taramati in Harishchandra, Farida in Bahadur Latki, and she joined the theatre at the early age of 12 and gained her fame recognition. And now I want a little interaction here. I'd like to know from you, what's your idea about a perfect woman? What do you think a perfect woman can be? Hema, can they unmute and talk, or can they chat? Am I audible to everyone? Okay, all right. So, a perfect woman is someone we do have some picture in our mind. So, this is how a perfect woman is. This is how a perfect man is. Ideal man, tall, dark, and handsome. Perfect woman, very homely, or even if she is modern, she follows traditional values or different types of pictures in our mind. When it comes to perfect woman, we have a lot of examples that we can give, and lot of ideologies that we have seen. And when it comes to ideal man, we do not have much except that he has to protect the society. Okay, protect. Not sure if I can chat with you all here. Okay, fine. One second. All right, so we do have something called perfect woman and ideal man. All right, so now because we did not have discussion here, I'd like to move on to importance of Indian cinema. According to studies and surveys, Indian films are screened in over 100 countries and watched by nearly 4 billion people worldwide. So, the Indian film industry is considered to be the largest film industry in the world, with over 1,000 films produced each year in more than 20 languages, where Hollywood produces less than 400 films per year, according to available records. So, women in Indian film industry. They have played important role in the success of individual films, and their roles, however, have changed over time from being dependent on their male counterparts to very independently carrying the storyline forward. And depiction of women in Indian cinema. So it is still a debatable issue in the contemporary society. So the women in actual world are far different from the women in a world of fantasy. The representation of women and the representation of women on screen are essential for understanding the interplay between women and cinema in India. So said by Gokul Singh and Listen IK in 1998. So, to analyze the role of women and the boundaries of power formed by the patriarchal society, agency plays a significant role, which means the capacity of the individual is being empowered of making their choices. Agency is nothing but you have a choice, you know how to make a choice, and you are given power to make a choice. All right. So next would be stereotypes. We do have lot of stereotypes, associating attributes to men and women. So when we say nurse, doctor, when we say nurse, the immediate picture that comes to our mind is a female. Okay, receptionist, a female. Teacher, a female. Maybe doctor and pilot, they do not really come into picture of female. Though things have changed now, still there are some percentage of people in the society who get only a male nurse. No, I cannot have a male nurse because women are compassionate. Women are warm. This is a stereotype attitude we have towards women. Okay, so this is what I spoke about Aristotle and Plato. Okay, Aristotle was supposed to be a great philosopher of the time, but still he said the relation of male to female is by nature a relation of superior to inferior and ruler to ruled. And Plato said women and men have the same nature in respect to the guardianship of the state, save in so far as the one is weaker and the other is stronger. Of course, you know who he means as a weaker one. All right, so and the stereotypes, it is also, it's not negative only for women, it's also negative for men too. Men were supposed to, be strong, are all the time will be expected to be strong and emotional. They have to play tough, they cannot cry over little things, they cannot be emotional, they cannot express extreme happiness, they cannot jump over joy, so a lot of other stuff. And that's why they say there are suicide rates more than women. Okay, there are two suicide rate of men is more than women. Okay, two times higher than women. So in ancient Japanese samurai culture, okay, it's called a step aku. In this step, the Japanese, in a war, they actually stab themselves to experience. And when they stab themselves in a war, when they get killed by the opposite party, in case there is a situation where they have to die without showing any emotion. That's what they were expected to do. Just imagine, when there is a death, do we really, can we not some emotion there? Is it that's something to be emotional about? So leaving our body, and we are not supposed to be emotional. Just see how tough it is for men too. Okay, so it's an example here. Romeo and Juliet, on his banishment, in Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, on his banishment, when it becomes emotional, when Romeo becomes emotional, he is asked to stop being like a woman. Are you a man? Your tears are womanish, and your wild acts denotes the unreasonable fury of a beast. You cannot cry like a woman. Even today, when we have children, when children at home, when a boy cries too much, we try to educate them. Oh, don't cry. You're not a woman. So it is instilled. No, no. Emotions are common to every human. Anyone can cry. Anyone can laugh. All you need to do is you need to have some, empowerment to do anything. Okay, so in Shakespeare's time, women were barred from university because women were seen as a distraction. And okay, so most of the times, though the society tells you a lot of other stuff, it is our chosen conscious decision. Okay, we choose to do it. We want it to be like that, and at the same time, we need to fulfill the socio-cultural expectations of the society. So hegemonic masculinity is something refers to the dominant male society, okay, stereotypical male traits that are idealized as masculine. For example, you have to be brave, it's a stereotypical. You have to control female, yes. You have to do this, you have to do that. A lot of men have certain rules also. They are supposed to do this, do that. So even they are under heavy pressure all the time. Okay. So let's move on to the films. So this is a golden era of Indian films from 1950s to the late 1970s. So it was, it had a lot of rural background, but still it had rich and vibrant traditions and was portrayed. The films, the films talked about relationships, customs, norms, and ethics of the society. When I say customs and norms and ethics, mostly it spoke about how women are supposed to be, the rules for women. Okay. And issue of poverty was addressed, and the audience could easily identify themselves with the on-screen characters whose lives reminded them of their own. And heroines in the 1980s. During the 1980s, there was a beginning of the action era. There were a lot of changes. The heroines lost their strength and space to the hero. Okay, so either she has become glamorous. She danced around trees, being kidnapped, always waiting for someone to save her. If not, she is raped, and if she is raped, she's supposed to die. She cannot. She has no privilege to live once she is raped. And if she is raped, she's either killed or married to the man who raped her. So yet another depiction of the changing role and image of women would be the way clear distinction is shown between the heroine and the vamp, the good girl and the bad girl. This is the next step they move to. So in the villain gang also, they had a woman. She is very bad. So this is how a good woman should be, and this is how a bad woman would be. So there was a definition about what do they have, what roles do they have hold in the society. Okay. And and always the hero teaches a lesson to uh, the heroine. He has no other job. He has to correct the heroine. He has to take her to the good path as if she doesn't know. Okay. And she's always arrogant. She's shown as arrogant before marriage. And once she meets the hero, her arrogance comes down. In the next scene, she'll wear all saris, nice, flowers and all that. She'll become very cute and, angel-like. So you see how they want you to. When she's arrogant, she'll wear all these jeans and modern dresses. So that was the thing that was prevailing during those times. Okay, the image and the good women will always be either hero's sister, hero's mother. There will be examples of how a good woman should be. And we can those who are married can relate it with the present situation. So when we are in the husband's family, all of them are good. This is a very stereotypical, maybe little opinionated here, but you can actually relate all this here. So the image of an ideal daughter or wife or daughter-in-law were used in different avatars. It only every movie had this. Only thing is the character's name was different and the location was different. Now this has taken a shift in serials. Okay, now you see some serials, not some serials, most of the serials, how what do they teach to the society. This is the kind of drama, mega serials. Okay, they do have good women, bad women. Okay, maybe they do not have real men there. They don't want, it's a fight between women in the society. Why should women fight? Why should why should there be always some differences of opinion between the in-laws? So all this, the society wants you to be like that. They need some kind of, you always fight. Men say, you always fight, so we'll be peaceful. You don't come and fight. As long as you don't fight with us, we are peaceful. You women start fighting and have fun. That could be one attitude. So next is, so with all this, we also have to think why cinema is a powerful tool. powerful. It's a powerful cultural practice and institution. It's a discourse of nationhood. Nationhood is, it talks about the society, and in a way it talks about the nation also. Nation, that means the collective group of people, and discussion of popular culture of any country. So, and because we belong to Tamil, we have Tamil audience here. Tamil cinema has delivered many women-centric movies and even has seen the achievements of women in various technical fields of cinema. Usually it was predominantly occupied by men. There is change here because we have been getting adjusted. And now this is the major point of discussion. So, role of women in the society. So I do have listed few roles. Okay, what are the roles that the movies portray? So first one is Cinderella type. We all can associate, and majority of us want to be like that. I am warm, I am loving. The heroine will always love children. Is it necessary? No, she has to show that she is loving. She'll always be fond of little things in life. She has no job. She'll go around. She'll love children. It means that you have to have children. It's your duty to love children. What? Just imagine if you go and tell someone, I don't want children. I can be alone, or I really don't want to have any child. Is something related to women alone. So I'm not saying, no, you should not have child. It's not the argument here. It is that women can have freedom to choose whether they have to like something or not. Whether they can like to have, do they have to love babies? Why men are not saying when they see a baby, oh, so cute? No, men, they don't say that. We say that. We in a way, we are actually present to say that. Not that, and inside, if you love them, yes, of course you love them. But if you really don't have any feelings for them, you need not worry about it. You need not feel guilty about it. Oh, I don't like children. Is something wrong with me? No. Absolutely no. You're free to think however you want to. So that's when the Cinderella type women, come into picture. I'm warm, I'm loving, I'm always fond of kids. I love all good things. I'm all good. I'm perfect. This is one type. I do have a lot of movies listed for this type of heroines. I'll just tell you what are these roles first. Okay. So next is supernatural powers. Okay. These supernatural powers come into picture, when a woman cannot take revenge against someone when alive. Okay. You cannot punish anyone when you're alive. You have to die, become a supernatural power, and then go hurt them. Do you think it's real? Can we really do that? Okay. So that's another thing that we have been told. All right. Next is traditional, maintaining vibrant traditions. Again, we see this, I'm not a person who elopes. I wait for my family's approval. If they don't approve, I will not get married to you. So all these are all, the things that we are made to believe. What is there to approve or not? You like something, you do it. You don't like something, you do it. When you are a grown-up, you should be able to make a decision on your own. So that's when this maintaining vibrant traditions and cultures, they keep you, you're a traditional, I'm a traditional woman. I like to follow these things. So there are these type of roles also seen. So next one is liberated women. The very term, people do not really like it. Though you are working, though you do this, though you do that, you have to do these things also. Only then you will be approved. So this is when the liberated women. So this, I'm not sure how many of you would have watched this very old movie. This is old for me. This must be old for you kids. Okay, I guess you might be some 20, 25 around that age. So 17 to 20, I guess. There were these movies by one Mr. Director Balachandar. Okay, so it's a controversial thing. Okay, I should not be saying this, but still, this movie, there was one Aval Oru Thodarkadai movie where the heroine takes care of everyone in the family. Okay, that's her duty. She is supposed to do that. Though she is a modern woman, she goes for work. She has a lot of other things to do, but still taking care of the family becomes priority. It's so more importantly, it's self-care. It's not only about your family, but those times the liberated women, they were supposed to take care of the family. Family is first, then comes next. So what we say now is, I am first. I have to be taken care of. Nobody else would take care of yourself. Ladies over there, this could also be a message to you. Self-care is not selfishness. You have to take care of yourself first. The family will take care of itself. So that's another thing. Liberated women is also a kind of pseudo term because not everyone is liberated in their thoughts. Next is glamour component. We know most of the males and almost all male centric films have glamour heroines. They have nothing but it's kind of entertainment. Okay, next is strong masculine. So this was also a kind of misconception that strong women must be a police. Like we had those Vijay Shanti movies. So that's not a right example for the contemporary kids, but still there were movies of action movies where women were very tough. When she is very tough, she cannot be feminine. Okay, when she is very tough, she cannot play a good role in the family. That's not her job. So that was a kind of preconceived notion we did have. Innocent and vulnerable. I'm sure you all must have watched this Santosh Subramaniam where Jane goes. I'm very innocent. I can go to movie with anyone. I will go to talk to anyone. Do you think those kind of roles are actually present in the society? And is it a healthy thing to trust anyone on the way? And I'm very innocent. I'm very vulnerable. Okay, all those things. Though Genelia's character at the end showed as strong, willed woman who can leave the place, but still the portrayal, the step by step characteristics, the way they have built up the character is she is very innocent, very innocent. I don't think anyone can be so innocent of that age. Okay, and pseudo women oriented. Okay, so in certain movies, okay, maybe there are a lot of Vijay fans here. I don't mean to offend them. It's just example of a movie. Do not take it very personally. So in this, you see, Erudit Chupra and Bigel, though you are good in sports, you are collective of 10 to 12 women, you still need a man to support you. Otherwise, you cannot come up. The man has to support and appreciate you, approve of your whatever. He needs to be there everywhere. So that's the picture these movies give you. Next is strong independent characters. So there are three different characters, three different roles played by three women, uh, three women actresses. So one is in Bangalore Days, one is Samantha, Sridivya, and Saranya. So Saranya lives the life that she wants to live, though it looks very comical and selfish, but she chooses to live how she wants to. And the same way, the other two characters seem to be very independent. So there are a few other examples of these movies, Upataru Vaidinle and 36, this movie and Nachiyar. Okay, Nachiyar is a extreme version of feminine thing. That's again far from reality, but it's not really far from reality too. Okay. So also the comedian's role. There are not many women comedians because women cannot play, women cannot handle double meaning jokes. It's a women's body they are making fun of. Can the women make comedy of their own body? Or it's a vulgar dialogues? The streams, it's again restricted for women. Okay, so there are few, even if you say stand-up comedian, immediately Alex comes to your mind, S.A. Arvind comes to your mind. Not many women out there who do stand-up comedy. Sense of humor is only for men, not for women. We really have to break this stereotype also. Next is, so the first thing, I talked about Cinderella type, warm, loving heroine. She's a complete woman, totally. Okay, who does not love her? Everyone loves Cinderella, right? Such a sweet girl. That's what you want. You ask Cinderella to work for, from 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock in the night. Let's see how Cinderella would be, and come back and take care of the family and all that. She's expected to do a lot of things. Cinderella will not be the Cinderella again. Okay, so one day in the movies it is possible to have Cinderella type warm, loving heroine. We are warm and loving, but what I try to tell you is we cannot be warm and loving all the time in our lives. But this society expects us to be warm and loving all the time. So, as per society's norm, this is an ideal role. Next is supernatural powers. Okay, so in Aira, Nayagi, and Arundhati. So these movies are really important because the roles, the heroine supposed to be women oriented. Yeah, it's again I'll call as a pseudo women oriented. The reason being, so Aira is a movie where the story is, I'll just show you the story. Yeah. So the woman is killed by accident when she is on her way to the temple to get married. So while alive, she is discriminated by society for a skin complexion, which leads to delays in getting married and living a respectable life according to societal norms. After death, she kills everyone who was responsible for the accident. She tries to take control of another woman to live her life and get married to her fiancé. It so turns out that her fiancé commits suicide, making her remain a ghost forever. That's how the story ends. So, what the theme actually tells you? The theme tells that the theme is, you know, women's life becomes invalid if she is not married. Women can take revenge only they become supernatural power. And women, even when they become supernatural power, they become supernatural power only to get married. The inside message is you have to get married. Okay. So next is Nayaki. Okay. So in this story, this is a very funny story because all these rape scenes were there in 1980s, 90s. Again, it came back in this movie after a very long time. Okay, I found it really funny because, yeah, again, the transition is going back to the olden days. Okay, so Nagi was about a woman who wants to pursue her big dreams to become successful in the acting, looks for roles and being misled by a pervert. Okay, she is raped and killed by the antagonist, and after that, she becomes a ghost and kills the antagonist, and she remains a ghost and goes on to punish evil men. Even if you want to punish someone, you have to become a ghost. Otherwise, it's not possible. You are not a Vijay or Ajit or someone to go and punish someone. If you are a woman, you have to become a ghost. So the indirect message is only if you become a supernatural power, which is unreal and impossible, you can do that. Otherwise, keep quiet and accept things and leave. So this was a movie by Mishkin, who broke the stereotype. Okay, he showed a supernatural power as a guardian angel, okay, one who protects. Unlike no other things, revenge and all that, this was like this is a role that a woman had. It was a stereotype. Maybe it's a good thing or bad thing. We cannot comment on that, but it's a breaking stereotype here. Okay, so though the values and so this is about traditional maintaining vibrant traditions. Though the values and traditions are a bit obsolete in contemporary situation, still there are a lot of heroines roles showing as maintaining cultures and values. And I just shifted to serials as I said before. And liberated women, we have Aram, Aravi, Iridi Sutru, and Kana. So in these movies, women who think, women can be on their own, they can make decisions, okay, they can stand for what they believe in. So Aravi, though it had majorly talked about AIDS patients, how they are supposed to be treated, still it's a role of powerful woman, okay, who can actually think. Okay, though she constantly looks for approval, still she is okay with not getting approval. And she is on her own, okay, she can make decisions. And when she thinks something is right, she stands for it. And glamour component, I already told you, all male centric films have this glamour component and purely commercialized. Okay, I need to sell this perfume or these things. I want a woman to commercialize. I want totally objectification. Okay, and you see the typical look of these heroines, they don't really belong to the society where we live in. They are not dark. They are very fair, lovely, perfect features. Nothing is imperfect about them. They are perfect. So this is what the same role they want in real life too. And obviously, glamour component heroine is a weak, dependent. When a gang of people come and try to attack her, she'll faint. She'll not even help the hero to fight. Okay, the hero has to take her, put her on his shoulder, and then fight. All those things. Yeah, hero has to come and save her. Even if he is hurt, if he is stabbed, he's in the dying situation, he'll still save the heroine. He only can save the heroine. Okay. She faints in a crisis. And this is a parody also seen in few of the movies. Okay, role of men. They are macho, powerful. You see all those in action movies. Okay, and most of the Indian movies have this role. And hero always saves the world. Hero is the one who can save the world. Okay, whether it be Western movies, even those can be included here. Hero saves the world, lives for the society. Okay, he has nothing in mind. He has to live for the society, work for society. He cares about the people, everyone. Why can't he care only about himself only? No, hero has to do that. A man has to do that. The basic thing here is the protection. Only the man can protect. So next is, so takes care of the family is seen in Babanasan. Okay, innocent and vulnerable. I told you Santosh Subramaniam, and these are postmodern movies where the ideas, the contemporary ideas are challenged and accepted in the movie. Like in Super Deluxe, a man who wants to become a woman, okay, who goes gender change, is accepted by the family, especially his wife. Okay, Iraidi is another beautiful movie where a woman can think and make decisions. The Iravi movie, it strongly tells that women really do not need men to support them. They can take care of their life. Okay, it's a very strong and you know very strong. Strong is a very underrated word here. And you see in Vikram Veda movie, there's a Priya Krishna Swami role where she actually takes decisions. The same person who her husband is looking for, she works for him, she supports him because he is her client. Okay, so she takes the decision. She knows how to keep family away from work. Oh, because my husband is doing this, I have to be loyal to my husband. I should be i should not be supporting the person who is against my husband. Okay, so that's a very important thing, because it again says, when you believe what is your right, what is right, you have to stand for that. You cannot, just because you cannot be misled or guided by the bondings that we have in the society. So again, Pink, the movie that is, it's in Tamil, Nerkonda Parvai. How, there at least, the hero actually takes a little lower position than the women. It also shows strong women of the society. And now, if I ask you a question, I'm not sure if you can answer, at least in chat box. Can Mudalvan movie, I'm not sure if how many of you have watched it, be thought of some other actor? Okay. So when we say, we always think, oh, instead of Arjun, Rajini could have been a better choice, or Kamal could have been a better choice. Instantly, okay, we always think of another male. Why not another female? We never thought of that till today. Excuse me. And it is because, we think protection is about men, politics is for men. Though there are women leaders, we still think that the movies, the roles that we give, it's for only for women. Sorry, it's only for men. So, relating yourself and identifying yourself with the character is more important for the success of any movie. And that way, the roles are also getting they get accepted by the society also. Though it is good or bad, sometimes it is opinionated, still we do accept these roles of men in the society. So Indian heroes, most of the times, they are middle class. If he is upper class, he might be bad. And he struggles hard to become successful. They have this ideal version of a man, okay, a man who works hard to protect the society, protect his family, protect himself, and all that. So there are in Western movies sometimes there are it is considered as the heroes are classic. They'll be very rich, but still the economic background of the hero is not really given importance in certain movies. And transition of roles of men. So in iRobo, okay, so we have there is a we did have iRobo is an English movie which is where Indran is the influence of this movie, and 2.0. So in Indiran we did have a male robo, okay, and it becomes they say that women is a distraction, which was said from Shakespeare's time. And even here, a robot is distracted and forgets its duties because there is a female character there, because of the feelings that it has been allowed to have. So they are actually saying, okay, though they say that Aishwarya is a beautiful woman, a robot even cannot stop admiring her, that's altogether a different story. But in the basic line, the story, the line behind that is a man, because of women, he gets distracted and forgets his duties and his role in the society. And in 2.0, again, the second next part of this movie, there is a robot again here. Now it's a female robot, but it is not designed for anything else. Saying though there's a reason that the scientist is not allowed to make any super robots, still he has made a robo as a receptionist. Even if you are a machine, if you have technology, even if you become a robot, the female role is considered as a receptionist only. And this is the latest web series, Pavakadaigal. Okay, in one of these stories, again it talks about honor killing and all that, but there's a dignity in depiction of this particular character, where the character says about to die, but she wants to use the restroom where the father is not allowing her. She says, at least I'll die with dignity. I will die as you want, but I'll die with dignity. She does not want to you know, urinate in the hall and die when someone comes and sees her after her death. See, this is a beautiful thing. We think, oh, whatever happens after death, it is okay. But this role is portrayed so well, that dignity has come into picture. So I would like to conclude by saying, okay, so all these things are, very shallow. We don't really see the deeper meanings that the directors are trying to impose on the society. We see it and forget it. But the reason being, we have to see it in depth and understand, because it changes our mindset, it changes our lifestyle, it changes the whole society altogether. So we need to change our mindset. We have to see men as people and women as people. We cannot give rules to them, oh, this is how you should be, no, this is how you should not be. And teach your children all the skills they need to survive. So don't expect men and women around you to follow outdated ideas. Establish a new norm. The possibilities, the spectrum of possibilities is endless. So don't stop yourself anywhere. Okay. So this feminist film critic describes in women's cinema as counter cinema, a feminist film theory that cinema defines the role of a woman as a code, structure, or convention. Women are seen from the perspectives of men, live for men, sacrifices for the family, and nothing to be her own. The constant need for recognition of women from men and society is the crucial component of a feminist cinema. So the cinema represents the expectation of women in society. She is an epitome of culture, cannot afford to let go of the family for many reasons, the object of desire and tower of sacrifices. So movies represent society, constructors, the role played by women and men, talks about the myths of feminism practiced in the society. The difference between genders is expressed via exaggerated facts, distorted myths, and broken theories. So Laura Mulvey says in Visual Pressure and Narrative Cinema that by discarding cinema that is so engrossed with patriarchal ideas, women would have a better lifestyle. Thank you, everyone. Any okay, I'm done with my presentation. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss, we can go ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a valuable and enthusiastic speech. We got a lot of information regarding role in Indian theatre and in current scenario. Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, if you have any queries in the regarding section, kindly post your questions in comment box. Again, I request all the participants to post your questions. It's time for queries. Some of our participants have raised some questions. Kindly answer the questions one by one, ma'am. What's the today trend in Indian theatre? Ma'am, can you share the answer, ma'am? What's the today's trend in Indian theatre?
Ask her to unmute herself.
Ma'am, unmute your audio, ma'am. Ma'am, your voice is not audible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I was not able to unmute till now. So current trend in Indian movies. Yeah. So now, it's a mixture of things coming up. Am I audible? All right. So current trend is right now, we do have a mixture of trends. A lot of heroine centric roles are taken by, you know, very talented heroines, but still they also play the role of weak heroine somewhere. Though there is a kind of trend that is progressing, that talks about the progress of women, but how accepting are we about those roles? That's where the question lies. We do not really, what are the roles that we appreciate? What are the roles that we relate ourselves to? So it is, it's actually, very growing. Growing trend that we are being appreciated for what we do, but still I would say it's a transition period only. We have not been completely accepted by the society. The roles do say that there is not one heroine who will go fight and live for herself. Okay, there are always conditions apply. So only that kind of trend has been practiced. Maybe there should be more female directors. There should be involvement of more females in the backgrounds. To change this trend. When it comes to male directors, it comes only from men's perspective. I hope I have answered.
Thank you, ma'am. This next question. What are the best institutions for getting degree in drama and theatre in India?
Best institutions. I'm sorry, I am not the right person to ask this person because I'm not from the theater and this background. I'm from literature and linguistics background. I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer this question.
Okay, ma'am. Next question. What is the theatre round in India?
Yes, sir.
Round.
What's theater round? I don't know, something new.
Okay, ma'am. Next question. Can you justify the Shakespeare's plays with the importance of hero, not the heroines?
Justify the heroes. Ah,
Shakespeare's plays.
mhm. I get it. I get it. Shakespeare's plays. Do I have to justify the hero's role instead of heroines?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I don't want to justify the hero's role. Why should we justify the hero's roles? Okay, I'll tell you what. In Shakespeare's time, see, even there are arguments that Shakespeare was a woman. Okay, she's not. I mean, it's a controversial idea. So justifying, so it's always media, the literature or the media or theater, they always exposed only what can be approved by the society. See, there is a difference. One is what you like, one is what you are approved of. I like being like this, but I may not be approved if I'm like this. So the male's role were always given importance only because that's what the society wants to see. They don't want a woman to be, though in Merchant of Venice we have Portia. Okay, she's still dressed as a, she's not given equal role. I can be a man, I can be this. No, still she has to play some role to uh, defend. So that's when we cannot really justify a male's role. There is absolutely, it can be taken by anyone. Why not? So the very question says that we want to be how we want to be. We don't want to change. But that's not the point. We really need to change about the way we think. Why should we even justify someone's behavior, someone's roles? Okay. Any other questions, ma'am?
Ma'am, next, ma'am. How much do theatre actor and actresses paid in India?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Next question. Any other question, ma'am?
Ma'am, that's all, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for clarifying all the queries. Hope our students got.
But these questions, actually, I feel good because there are people who want to take this as a profession. It's a
Yes,
very
ma'am.
beautiful thing, actually. I appreciate these people for that. If I get to know some information about this, I'll definitely post it
Okay.
too.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss J. Deborah. Saying thank you is more than good. It's a spirituality manner. So now I would like to invite Miss J. Manisha, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, to propose a vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. At the outset, let me thank our Almighty for His blessings. My heartfelt thanks to the management in absentia for their valuable support and successful completion of the of this webinar on representation of gender roles in Indian theatre. Thank you, sirs. It's my great pleasure to thank our resource person, Dr. G. Bhuvneshwari, Head Department of English, VIT, Chennai, for her excellent presentation on representation of gender roles in Indian theatre. Thank you, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to thank our principal, Dr. M. Imbavalli, ma'am, for her moral support and guidance to conduct this webinar. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Ms. P. Shaktimala, ma'am, PRO, for her support to conduct this webinar. I also thank Ms. S. Hemamalini, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English and Coordinator of English Literary and Theatre Club, for her support and effort throughout this webinar. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to thank HODs, staff members, and my dear students who made this webinar as a successful one. At last, I would like to thank Sudhakar sir and team for their technical support. Once again, I thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of Marudar Kesri Jain College for Women, Banyambadi, and the English Literary and Theatre Club, we thank all of you for your kind cooperation and great response to our webinar. I thank all the dignitaries and participants for joining with us. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, ma'am.